Hi, so in this video we're gonna start editing some photos. So the software that I have on my computer is a little bit glitchy, so the mouse doesn't move as smoothly, so I have to warn you about that. But I do know about editing quite a bit, so I do want to share what I do with my editing process of my photos. So well, let's just head over to the computer and we'll let you see. Okay, so as you see, we're on the computer now. There's these dots, so we're going to get rid of those first. That thing is first up. First of all, first priority. So we change our brush size to a little bit bigger, so it can go nicely around those little dots. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. Be careful that you don't hit the buildings, of course, because yeah, see that one I had to do twice because of it thought the light had to be part of it. So it's really easy to get rid of. So boom, who really cares? There we go, clean pictures. But now we're done with that. We're still gonna kind of clean the sky up a little bit by doing this, just in case you missed a dot or stuff like that. Yeah. Oops. No, is piece of the building gone? We do not want any piece of the building gone. The sky is very clean and all that, so yeah, let's just now start cropping. First of all, we straighten her out. Something like that. Yes, this is perfect. Okay, then we will grab one of these sizes. So the program that I'm using is Adobe Photoshop Express. So let's do Instagram maybe, because well, I like Instagram, so I usually post my photos on Instagram. So yeah, I think it needs to be straightened out a little bit more. Yeah, I think this is straight. Okay, yeah, perfect. This is perfect. Maybe a little bit bigger now. Get rid of this building on this side here, so there. Yep, that's good. Okay, now let load up. Okay, so now we've got a straight picture. We have a straight thing. So what I like about this picture, first let me show you guys really quickly what I like about this picture. Let's grab this thing because I have to draw. Start drawing. Okay, lines, of course. So for example, there's this leading line right here, and well, right here, you know, this line here, all aiming towards this building, and then there's this slight line like that as well, also aiming on that building. So that's what I like about this photo. There's like all around here there is this that's the target, you know, I got. So oops, clear, yeah. So there is this leading line, there's a leading line, there's this leading line, and then in the middle here there's another leading line, and there's this leading line coming from here to this line, which you know, gives you a smooth perspective of this photo, which is actually the topic. So which is actually, you know, this is the what I was going for, you know, what's in the square. So you know, this building, that was my subject. So, and you can really tell that by these leading lines. So that's what I like about this composition. So yeah, anyways, let's clear that. We're gonna take now that out of the way again, which is perfect again. So now one quick tip I got for you guys is overexpose the photo when you start editing it, and then underexpose it again later on, because human mind is really fast of saying this is a good picture, but it's actually underexposed. So yeah, so I like it contrasted right now, so the contrast is at 25%. The highlights are a little bit too much on the bottom, so I have to dial down the highlights a little bit. So yeah, like -40, that looks nice. The shadows are also a little bit bright, but maybe if I brighten them up a little bit, it might look a little nicer. Yeah, now this was actually a pretty late photo, so now it looks like it's going to be earlier in the evening. So yeah, I like this because it has to be having some dark spots. So the whites are very white on this wall here and on this light, you know. So let's dial down the whites a little bit. That's too much. Yeah, so I like -20 for the lights, the whites. The blacks can be up a little bit. There we go, just a little bit. So the sky gets a little bit brighter, but not like bright that it looks like day again. So that's pretty much it for the light. So now we go back to exposure, and we dial it back down until to the spot that I like it. So at 8 is I think the perfect exposure. So that was how simple the lights were. You know, like the light is really easy. You know, the color is where it gets kind of complicated. For example, these buildings are kind of yellow already, so I don't. But this side is not as yellow, so I kind of want to up the temperature a little bit. Yeah, there at 11 looks nice. Okay, now we go to tint. I do not want green, so left is green, right is purple. I kind of want it again to purple because it gives a color to the buildings a little bit better. So, because since there's no green in this picture, you do not want to mess with your greens because the only green on this picture is this football field or soccer field if you're in America. So, yeah, anyways, let's up the vibrance a little bit. I'm guessing make it an even 10. Yeah, the 10 looks nice. Saturate it a little bit. Don't ever oversaturate it. But what saturation does is really simple. It ups your colors a little bit here and there. But you don't ever want to oversaturate it. So I think, you know, 10 is perfect spot. You know, like I like the sky. I like the saturation in the sky and the saturation on these buildings over here. So yeah, I really like everything about it. So yeah. Now with effect, with clarity, we actually dial down the clarity. We do not want clarity that much. So why? Because or else it's gonna make it here. Let me just show you guys really quickly. This is what clarity does. It makes it very ugly, very fast. So it first of all puts all the whites way too white, stuff like that. So we want to go negative, very little, only like more like negative 10 maybe. Yeah, maybe negative 10. You know, it makes this it makes it a little bit less sharp. So yeah, it works better. So it dehaze gets this blurriness away a little bit. So you don't want to over dehaze the eyes as well, because or else it's going to look very ugly. So a little vignette that never hurts. So I like to get like a small. Usually I go under 20 always. So if you go above 20, it looks very black, as you see here already. You know, like it looks very dark now, as you see on this side. So on the sides, it looks very dark. So I usually go above under 20, minus 20 always. So yeah, something like that. Yeah. So details, I do want to sharpen her up a little bit, just a little bit, like 10. No more than 10. There we go. So, anyways, this I usually don't really touch. You know, the blur I don't touch, but sometimes I do. But most of the time I don't because, well, it usually ruins the picture, and especially since it's just all about buildings, everything needs to be clear. I like this picture, so let me just show you guys what the computer would have edited like. So this is what the computer was supposed to edit it like. I think it's way too blue. It's way too cold. You don't see any lights coming down from the buildings anymore. While with me, with the photo I edited, you still see the lights on the buildings that were given by these little lights. And this is the before picture. So we cleared out of this. We cleared all of these dots, this brokenness of the picture, and stuff like that. So overall, I really enjoyed this picture here. So. I edited like this, so it works really nicely. So now let's go ahead and save it, and I'll. If you enjoyed this little video or something like that, or it's a short little video from like 5 minutes or something like that, leave the like button down below, and also subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video then.